we have an opportunity to hear from one of our coaches who has also, I think, been on an adventure, and he's going to talk a little bit about that. We have the opportunity to hear from a two-star diamond coach all the way from Berea, Ohio, Chris Balmert. Now, Chris has got a great story, I think, as I talked with him earlier as well. He joined, there's just some stats about Chris. I think that, now, sit up and listen to the dates on this, because I think you'll see some things that are very telling. Put yourself in his shoes and see what your business could look like. He joined in March of 2010. He started to earn really in January about 2011. His first, not his first check, but that's the first month where he earned about $300. Between January 2011 and May 2011, his income jumped up to $2,000 a month. In June, it jumped up to $3,000 a month. We now just ended September, 1st of October. His current monthly earnings are $6,500 a month. Since May of 2011, he's tripled his salary. If you were to go back to January of 2011, it's about 21 times his, where he was. So there's definitely been a dramatic increase of what's happened in his business. He's personally sponsored a total of 59 coaches. And here's something that I thought was very compelling. 54 of the 59 coaches that he's canceled over this last year and a half or so in his business are still coaches in the business. He has a very high retention rate. About 50% of those coaches signed up on Shakeology Home Direct. In June of 2011, he was a top producer, a top 5 team rank advancement. He was ranked number 2. August 2011, Success Club 10. He's had 6 consecutive months of Success Club earnings. And he is right now, in the last ranking, I believe he was number 5 in the Elite Chairman and Top Coach of the Year ranking. So he is doing something very well in his business. His team on Team Challenge, Team Motivate, his team finished 5th. So Chris has been very, very active. And with that, I'll do enough of this, stop the introductions, and Chris, turn the time over to you to tell a little bit about your story and some of your insights of building a successful business.
All right, right on. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on this call. And as you guys heard the bits and pieces that he was sharing, it's definitely been one crazy roller coaster ride. And I'm basically going to just share my story of how I got started as a coach. And you guys all know I started off slow, but what I did to change that has absolutely shot me up in the charts, has increased my earnings and just everything. So I'm going to share that with you guys. I became a coach March of 2010, and I was approached by my upline sponsor, which is Josh Spencer. And the reason why he approached me is because I was doing everything that I needed to do as a successful coach already. And I wasn't a coach yet. After my 90 days, I posted my P90X results all over Facebook. I posted my P90X results all over YouTube. I was already making YouTube videos, and I was sharing my experiences with people. I wasn't even a coach yet. And that's the reason why Josh came to me. And he said, listen, why are you not a coach? Like, you're doing everything. The reason why I wasn't a coach is because I didn't really know about the coaching opportunity. So once he filled me in and he made me realize that, I'm already thinking as if I was a successful coach. I'm waking up to emails. My email box is full. My Facebook notifications are full of people asking for advice, asking for support, telling me that my journey is inspiring them to work out. And I was getting all this stuff before I became a coach. And when I signed up to be a coach, March of 2010, he told me, he said, listen, don't change who you are and what you're doing right now, and you're going to be successful. Well, I tried to take that advice, and it's definitely easier said than done. And when I signed up to be a coach, as embarrassing as this is for me to tell you guys, I completely changed. I changed in the most negative way possible. And I think about that, and it's embarrassing, and I get upset at myself, but it was definitely a learning experience that I could share with other coaches. As soon as I became a coach, I avoided a getting started right call. I avoided it. I avoided the game plan training. All this training that was in this back office that has proven to work, I made the choice not to plug into it. Didn't have a call with Josh. To be honest, I never even talked to Josh. As soon as I became a coach, I kind of cut off all my connections with everybody. I became very stubborn, and Josh says this all the time. I became very stubborn, and I tried to do things my own way. I tried to be the driver. I thought this opportunity is easy. Josh told me I'm already doing everything I need to do. This is cool. I already understand everything. I don't need anybody else's help. And that's what I did. And I think I made a huge mistake by jumping into building my own website. And I know a lot of coaches are doing this now, but I jumped right into building my own website, which I don't understand why, because Beachbody gives you the resources already. So why would I jump right into building this website? I thought if I had my own website, which I'm pretty good at building websites, that's why I did this, I thought if I could build a website that had the products listed, had all these order now links and buy now and do all this cool stuff and flashy effects, people would just flock to my website and sign up. I let the business aspect completely consume me that I forgot my why. I forgot about the things I was doing, the reason why Josh approached me. I forgot all that. I got so caught up in the business. So I tried to launch this website. And I was so stubborn that I didn't listen to Josh's advice. He knew what he was doing. He was a proven coach. He was telling me, listen, this is not what you want to do. But I was stubborn, and I did not listen. I pulled myself away from the team. I skipped all of our team calls. I don't think I ever logged on to any calls when I started off as a coach. I skipped all the events. Josh doesn't live too far from me, and he's always hosting events. I chose not to go. Never went to events. Never logged on to any webinars. Again, I thought I didn't need any of this stuff. I think it was hearing Josh when Josh told me, he said, you're doing the right things as a successful coach. I heard that, and I let that kind of get in my head, and I tried to do things my own way. Well, a couple months passed, and the stats don't lie. He just shared them with you. I had no goals. I had nothing planned out. I didn't know really where I wanted to be. The only thing that I was focusing on was this website. I was so consumed in this website that this website was going to explode my business. That's all I thought of. So I would invest 6 to 8 hours every single day on this website. I don't even know what I was doing now that I think about it. I was probably counterproductive because I was investing so much time on this website. I wasn't doing what I should be doing, which is sharing my experiences, talking to people, having fun with the opportunity. That all went away. I forgot my why. Why did I get into this business? Completely forgot that. I let the business, I let the numbers, I let the money, even though I wasn't making any money, I let the fact that I could be making money get to me. And the few months passed, and I saw nothing. I had no customers, definitely no coaches. I had no sales. I wasn't getting any website hits on this super cool website that I'm making. I had no YouTube hits, nothing. But did it dawn on me that I was doing the wrong things? No, it didn't dawn on me because I was so unplugged from everybody else and from the other leaders in this company. I was unplugged that I didn't know there was a wrong way. I didn't know what the right way was. I continued doing what I was doing even though it was wrong. So a couple more months passed, still nothing. I thought to myself, I don't get it. I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? I have this awesome website I work on for hours and hours and hours. Why am I not getting any hits? Why are people not signing up? I have the products listed. I have information about everything. I have order now links everywhere. I don't get it. Why are people not signing up? Why am I not seeing a return from my hard work? So I tried to reach out to Josh, got a hold of him. He basically told me, that I've unplugged and that I'm not listening to him or any of that. And I still didn't take that information. I should have. It was constructive criticism, but I refused to accept it. So after that phone call, I continued doing things the wrong way, and it got to the point that I got so discouraged and I got so wrapped up in the numbers and seeing the numbers not going up and the fact that I made my business a priority over helping people, that got to me. And it got to me so bad that I quit. Like literally, I quit. I filled out my coach cancellation forms. And I mailed them in. And I got an email saying from Beachbody, whatever they send when you do cancel. Hopefully you guys never see that email, but I received that email. And it said I had 72 hours to reverse the process if I wanted to. But I didn't see that happening. I got wrapped up so much in the numbers that I've already thought I was an unsuccessful coach. I failed at this. But as a coach, you need to know that we're here to help people. We're here to become part of somebody's journey and be their biggest supporter, be their biggest motivator through this toughest time of their life. And I didn't see that. I let the business aspect ruin that, and that's the whole reason why I became a coach. I wanted to do this. I wanted to become part of people's lives and share my experience with other people. That's why I became a coach. That's why I took on the responsibilities of being a coach. But I let the business get the best of me, and I focused too much on those numbers, and I focused too much on making my business a priority and growing my business. And when it wasn't growing, I got so discouraged that I had to quit. And that's when the opportunity wasn't fun to me anymore. This opportunity is a blast. We all know it is. We get to help people. We get to work out and get in great shape. The community, the Beachbody community, these guys are awesome. This opportunity should be fun to you every single day. You should look forward to this opportunity. And it got so bad that it wasn't fun to me anymore. I didn't want to do this anymore. And if a little tip that I can give you guys, if this opportunity is losing its little fun aspect, or maybe you're not having as much fun as the day you signed up, you need to take a step back and do what I did. Realize, okay, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on the numbers? Am I focusing on my business? Am I making my business a priority over helping people? Because if you are, you're focusing on those zeros, especially as a new coach, this opportunity is not going to be fun to you. This opportunity should be a blast. So Josh saw that I was canceling. And like I said, you get 72 hours to reverse the cancellation. I would say it was that 70th hour that Josh called me. And we set up a call. And that was a pretty heated conversation. There's, constructive criticism. And we exchanged some words. And it was that call that made everything click for me. He told me, what are you doing? It's like, why are you trying to reinvent a wheel that's already been proven to succeed? Why are you going at this all by yourself? We're here to help you. You have tons of leaders on the team. You have that game plan training. You're not using any of it. I don't understand. What are you thinking right now? And me, I was so caught up in my website, and I brought that up in the conversation. I was like, Josh, I built this website. Like, I don't understand. You have a cool website. I thought I would have a cool website too. And then this is what hit hard. He said, listen, you can have a super cool website, tons of flashy effects, all this cool stuff. But if you're not talking to people and if you don't have customers to send to your website or to market your website to, what's a website good for? And once I heard that, I stepped away from my website. I was like, wow, what am I doing? I'm so caught up in this website. I'm so caught up in trying to reinvent this wheel and the business aspect of making a salesy funnel type website that it's disgusting to know that I got so discouraged over that I wanted to quit.
Hey, Josh, Chris.
Yeah.
As we're looking at this, we've got a few minutes left, and one of the pieces that really stood out and we talked about earlier was, there's something that happened, from between May and up to that point where all of a sudden income jumped. Right. And then it's escalated from there. Spend just a couple minutes on saying what you focused on there, because all these people out there that are listening going, okay, something really good happened. What did you focus on that made that big difference?
Well, after that call, when I begged Coach Relations to reopen my account, had that all set up, I actually went to my first event. And, Josh told me, he goes, listen, it was in January of 2011, which was when business started booming. So I went to my first event. I saw Josh getting a T-shirt from Carl. He got his France biking shirt because he was an elite coach. Carl was recognizing him as top coach 2010, and just all that. And when I saw that, I knew that I wanted to live that. I wanted that to be me. And I finally realized that I got to start setting some goals here. And Josh gave a speech while he was accepting his award about how he made this a goal. He wrote it on a goal board saying that he wanted to be top coach. And I thought about that. I'm like, wow, I don't do any of this. I don't have goals. I didn't know, what. I'm kind of just going through this business blind. So after that, Carl said something. Carl said, listen, we're having a Super Saturday 3 months from now. We're going to meet again. He goes, everybody in this room better have something to show for it. Show that you're making progress within this business. I took that to heart. I went home. I wrote down my goal. I said, I want to be diamond in 3 months, which I thought was going to be impossible because I dug myself such a huge hole, and I didn't think there was any way that I can get out of it. Well, sure enough, 3 months later, I stuck to everything. I started doing things the right way. I plugged back into the game plan, watched the videos. I started following successful coaches on Facebook. They've already proven that they're successful, so I wanted to see what they were doing. So I kept up with those coaches. I started making people a priority over my business. I started helping people. I started getting my passion back. I started talking about the products based on my own personal experiences and not sales pitches. I finally got the old me back, and that's how I hit diamond. And I came back to that Super Saturday event, a diamond. Then they said, 3 months, we're going to meet again. Somebody better have something to show for it. I said, oh, I'm going to have something to show for it. I came back a 2-star diamond. Once I did that, once I started making the people the priority, and once I started seeing customers as clients, as people that I wanted to become friends with, that's when business started booming. When I started focusing on just having fun, that's when my business did a complete 180. And Carl said this in the meeting. He said, guys, listen, when you focus on money, money will not come. And that's so true. When I was focusing on the numbers weren't coming. They weren't getting any bigger. And I started focusing on the people and helping people and sharing my experiences and doing all that. That's how the money started coming. That's how the numbers started going up.
So Chris, you're in a situation now where you're earning, some $6,500 a month. You're on this great trajectory. You're ranked number 5 right now. Got to hang on to that, on the rankings, doing extremely well. It just maybe one parting shot to people, or challenge. If you were to say to them, capsulizing everything that you shared with us this morning and say, look, at the end of this call, here's what you need to go do to be successful. I'd like you to maybe just touch on that and then just share if I hadn't hung in there, what would I have missed in my Beachbody business? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, basically what I want you guys, I know there's a lot of coaches out there that are struggling, and I'm going to just wrap this up by just showing you guys that I'm proof that it doesn't matter how long you've been a coach, what your current rank is, how many customers or how many coaches you don't have. It's never too late to have that wake-up call and completely switch your business. And, I can relate to coaches that this business is going to start off slow, and it's going to take time to build up a little momentum. But as a new coach, don't fear the zeros in your back office. It happens. I've probably seen more zeros than a lot of coaches on this call. But you need to see through the numbers, and you need to start focusing on what this opportunity is truly about, and it's about helping people. And if you are focusing on people, and if you're focusing on having fun and sharing your personal experiences, those zeros are going to go away. Those zeros are going to go up. I can promise you that.
And had you quit, what would you have missed?
Oh, geez, I would have. Obviously, that'd be a huge financial blow because of. My earnings are going up. I'm a recent newlywed. Just had a wedding that was completely paid for. A honeymoon of our dreams completely paid for. I don't have any expenses after that. But I think most importantly, I would have missed out on the friendships that I've built from Beachbody. Between my clients, my downline coaches, I've just met so many close friends, and it disgusts me that I almost let my selfish ways of focusing so much on my business get to me, to the fact that I was going to turn this opportunity away, something that has changed my life. I almost let that slip through my fingers because I was being selfish, and I was focusing too much on my own business and my own numbers, and when I saw them not going up, I got so discouraged that I was going to quit, and that just disgusts me to think about that, everything I would have missed out on.
Well, hey, Chris, thank you so much for taking some time to share your story, and what I really appreciate about it is your openness, because there are a lot of coaches, that struggle. My guess is there's a lot of coaches out there that are doing some of the same things that you did early on in your business. And as I listened to you, I heard a couple things. I said, one, work with the people that have been successful. Be coachable, be humble. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. the wheel has been created. Yes, you can bring your own unique personality to that, but there's the game plan. There's people that have been successful, and most of those people have followed the game plan in order to be successful. And then I think, as you've so powerfully pointed out, this piece of, you know what, this is a people business, and you need to focus on the people. Remember what that's all about. Tie your goals into that. I think there's no substitute for having goals and the power of goals. But remember that you're touching people's lives, because if it's just all about the business, if it's all about money, it's going to be empty, it's going to be short-lived, and it's not going to get you there. So I just appreciate, your willingness to share and your openness, and really applaud your success, and it's fun to see that. So congratulations to you, and glad that things have turned out, so well. Even though the beginning wasn't as quick as they are, hopefully we can learn from those things. And it's like John Amos said just a little bit earlier. He said, sometimes the mistakes happen in our business because we're not paying attention. We get sloppy, we get complacent, we're probably not coachable, and that's where mistakes happen. And fortunately, in Chris's situation, he was willing to have a good sponsor, Josh Spencer, who kind of was forthright with him, and Chris was coachable to get to a good spot. Well, guys, we're out of time. I want to just end with one thought, one quote, is this idea that the successful people in this business have the habits of doing the things that the unsuccessful people don't like to do. And it's not because the successful people like doing those things any better necessarily, but their disliking of those things is subordinated to the strength of what their purpose is, of what they want to accomplish. So the successful people are just doing more of those things. They're willing to do them. I'll finish where I started this morning. Look at this week. What's that big, hairy, audacious goal, that thing that's out there that's standing in your way, that if you get out of the way, if you conquer that, will give you a great beginning to your week. Maybe it means you're going to go out and just practice the game plan. You're going to go talk to people. Talk to that person that you've been wanting to talk to, but you haven't. We are on a mission. I was talking to my brother last night, and we were talking about the mission of Beachbody. He said, I heard a stat in the last little while that says this generation of youth that are growing up is the first generation that is calculated not to live as long as the prior generation, because their habits, their eating habits, the diabetes, the health disease, all of the issues that come with that are so significant. If there ever was a time for us, for what we're about, for what we offer people, we do have a solution, but it's up to us, up to you, to take it to them. And there's no better time than today. So thank you for joining on this call. Chris, John, thank you. Let's make it a great week. Let's take it right now. Take care.